Well, I mean, Marcelo, imagine you could send money directly to somebody, like airtime without needing a bank, and it works across countries, 24/7, of course. That's basically what cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin, of course, allows. It's digital money that runs on a technology called the blockchain, and this it basically records now every transaction, so that every transaction is secure and every transaction is actually public as well in that sense. So you don't get any middlemen, you don't get any delays, you don't get any borders. So that is basically the core idea behind now cryptocurrency as a whole, or Bitcoin as a whole.
Yeah. Now, we've seen headlines about Bitcoin, but why is cryptocurrency becoming such a big deal globally?
Well, I mean, people are looking, for faster, cheaper, and obviously more open ways to now manage their money. In many countries, banks are slow and very expensive. With crypto, you can send money to family members, abroad, minutes, uh, instead of days. You right now you'd have to go through days and stuff. So with that, you do it within minutes. And at a fraction of the cost, of course. Others obviously get to use it as well to protect their savings from inflation in obviously now unstable currencies, especially where you have countries like Argentina, for example, or Nigeria, for instance. Um, but now we also have to now look at the weakening rand. Some young Namibians can also seek crypto as the edge. Something like digital gold. Yeah.
Yeah. Is crypto really a threat to traditional banks, or is it more of a complementary system?
Well, I mean, it depends on how obviously these banks react. Crypto challenges the traditional model, of course, especially with things like international payments, you have savings, or even borrowing without a credit check, for instance. But it can also be very complementary, because some banks are starting to obviously work with the blockchain to improve their own services. The real winners will be institutions that obviously get to adapt rather than not fight the whole the whole crypto thing. It's like having taxis, and taxis when the Ubers came in, when the Yangos came in, there was always a bit of a struggle with that, but then now they're also using the services. So when you get to just go along with the service, then I believe it will produce uh, great results for sure.
Hmm. Can you tell us, are we seeing more young people in Namibia getting involved in crypto and digital finance?
Absolutely, absolutely. Uh, you have traders in Denton, you have traders in Shakati, you have traders in Ondangwa, you have traders all around the country. Our young people are very curious about these alternative ways to earn, invest, and obviously grow their money. Many are obviously now getting to learn about Bitcoin also through social platforms like TikToks, the YouTubes, and are obviously also trying out trading platforms, of course. But there's now a lack of formal education, which means now some fall for scams, obviously. Um, the interest is there, but we need now more awareness, more regulations and more training as well. Because you have now students who put some of their money into crypto, instead of a savings account. So we see that a lot of people, a lot of young Namibians especially, are very curious, and it's a wonderful thing to see, really.
Hmm. Now, Cleopas, a lot of people are asking, is crypto just a trend or is it truly the future of finance?
Um, Most definitely. You look at, if we are to get back into history, uh, first people could not even uh, send money, digital. When you send your e-wallet, that was a thing of that people never thought of as well. Look at internet, for instance, if we have to go into the IT side of it. So there's always something new, and we have seen how strong especially crypto, when it comes to cryptocurrency, it has come for years now and years, and we have seen it grow. We have seen it we have literally seen it mature, and I believe that it has still so much more to offer. So yes, I do definitely believe that futuristic speaking, crypto and digital money is definitely going to be the way.
Mm. Now let's talk about the risk. Crypto scams, volatile prices. What should ordinary people be aware of before getting involved?
Um, well, I mean, especially now when it comes to obviously now with the scams, it's a thing of we've obviously seen our headlines, about hacks and frauds, for instance. But also we have to understand that that's like saying cash is only for criminals,
Mm.
just because people get robbed, right? Uh, crypto obviously has been used in scams, but just like mobile money as well and traditional banking as well. But most of the activity is completely legal. What we need is awareness and regulation, of course, but we do not need a panic, right? Technology isn't the problem; it's how people use the technology, right? Criminals also use Facebook and airtime. You know, Do you ban any of those? I don't think we do.
Mm.
Yeah. So safety wise, we just need proper education. We need proper training. You get to properly train people how and what these things are about, and you get to make sure that they also get to now invest in it as well. Obviously, at their pace of knowledge.
Yeah. Where do you see cryptocurrency and digital finance heading in the next 5 to 10 years?
Um, looking at what it has done, um, especially if we are not to get into digital money, for instance, um, almost if we are to see by the time of COVID, we're really seeing how much the fintech industry has grown, in the sense that this is now money that is being made to make sure that people are not as close to each other as it was during COVID, of course. So digital money has now come up on a very big strength, right? So we get to understand that the more now we get to allow it to grow, we get to invest even more. We get to teach more people on how to on what it is about. I do believe that, like I previously said, we get to have currencies that are digital, right?
Mm.
Even Namibia can have a currency that is digital. So instead of having the Namibian dollar as a note, you have it on a digital wallet. So I do believe in the next coming years, there's gonna be even more improvement. There's gonna be even more growth from digital money and cryptocurrency as a whole.
Now, Cleo, just before we wrap it up, any final thoughts or tips for our listeners who are, of course, curious about, also very cautious about jumping into the world of crypto?
Not to say too much and not to be too much of a lecturer as well. I believe that we should, as much as we are curious about getting into this industry, we should also be curious about the knowledge behind it.
Mm.
Let's get into the history of it. Let's get to actually understand what is the root of this thing that you're trying to get into, for instance, right? Don't only look at the fleshy lifestyle that you are being shown. You should be able to filter these things out yourself as well, right? You cannot just accept every single information that you receive. You see somebody is doing A, B, and C or driving A, B, and C, and automatically you believe that, no, yes, if I do A, B, and C, then this will be the results. It's not always the case, right? So
Mm.
try to use your own knowledge as well. Get knowledgeable, be knowledgeable, and accept as much information as possible, but make sure you know how to filter as well, because obviously there's gonna be messages out there that are not giving accurate information. At the end of the day, it's how it is in every other industry. So you have to make sure that you filter these things out and make sure that you focus on what people are actually saying.